Hey YouTube, Nurse Marc here. Let's talk a little bit about alcohol and muscle building. So we've all heard that alcohol kind of interferes with muscle building on different levels. And, that's not wrong. Alcohol and building muscle don't exactly go hand in hand. Let's talk a little bit about science with regards to that. So a study was done many years back where they took a group of young men who were all fit and healthy, and what they did was they had them exercise, and there was 4 groups. One that just got straight up like protein and carbs, what you should be eating after a workout. One got just straight up alcohol. Damn, that would have been a fun group. Another group that got alcohol and carbs, and another group that got alcohol and protein. All right. And what they did was after these guys worked out at like 2, 4, 8 and something hours, they did muscle biopsies. So they stuck a needle into their arms and took out muscle fibers and saw whether they had hypertrophied, gotten bigger, or atrophied and gotten smaller. And what this study showed was that obviously the group that didn't have any alcohol whatsoever had the highest levels of muscle protein synthesis. Duh. All right. The group that just drank, again, the fun group, had the lowest levels of muscle protein synthesis, but still had muscle protein synthesis. The guys that took alcohol and protein and alcohol and carbs still had muscle protein synthesis at a diminished rate of the people that weren't drinking, but at a higher rate than the ones that just drank. It's kind of cool, right? But the whole point of what this study is that you can consume alcohol and still gain muscle. Now, I'm not advocating going out and smashing beers every single day in order while you're working out. That's not optimal. That's not why you're trying to work out and live a healthier life. What I'm getting at with all of this is that you can have some alcohol in your diet. And actually alcohol has no place in your diet, but you get what I'm saying. You can still have some drinks and build muscle. All right? Is it optimal? No. Optimally, through science, we know that it's not drinking. However, if you still have a couple beers or you still drink, you're still going to build muscle. Right? Just at a lesser rate or less optimal rate than if you weren't. It's pretty cool, right? Now, that kind of harkens to the question of is, how much is too much? Can I have a beer, 2 beers, 5 beers, 10 beers? Right? Don't worry, science has got your back. What they did was they took a group of alcoholics, okay? These are guys that are drinking all day, every day, and had alcohol-induced muscle dysfunctions. So basically, they had muscle wasting secondary to drinking too much. Pretty common with alcoholics, see it all the time in the hospital, right? Because basically your body just lives off alcohol calories, you don't take in any other food. And what they did was they took these guys who had muscle wasting, all right, and they were binge drinking every single day. I have no idea how they convinced these guys to do this study, but it's kind of cool that they did. And what they did was they had them work out for 14 days straight doing heavy weightlifting while still drinking their regular amount, right? And what they found was these guys were able to slightly reverse or completely reverse their muscle wasting. Now, that doesn't mean that they became Arnold. What it means was despite the ridiculous amount that these guys were drinking every single day, they still built muscle, right? They became stronger. They became slightly bigger. Now, again, not Arnold Schwarzenegger. Their muscle protein synthesis was incredibly diminished, but these guys were incredibly drunk 24 hours a day, and despite that, still built muscle. So, what am I getting with this whole thing? Yes, alcohol impairs muscle protein synthesis. Yes, alcohol will diminish gains. And if you're killing yourself in the gym for 2 or 3 hours, that's not why we're there. But if you go out on a Friday night with your friends and have a beer or 2, have you destroyed your progress? Is it all over? Should you just give up? Hell no. You can go out and have a beer. Now, what's the best time to have a drink if you're going to have a drink? All right. So whether you believe in the anabolic window or not, muscle protein synthesis is at its highest about an hour to 2 to 3 hours after your workout, right? And it kind of like goes up and then like peaks down. And muscle protein synthesis is occurring for like 72 hours after you work out. But its height or its highest point is that anabolic window that you hear a lot about. That's probably the worst time to drink, right? You go do some heavy deadlifts and smash a beer. Sounds like a great idea, but then you're going to diminish that muscle protein synthesis. So if you see the curve going up here and we drink and then you kind of bring your muscle protein synthesis down, probably not best. But if it's already kind of come down and it's on the taper down end, and you're only suppressing it a little bit by drinking after that 3, 4, 5 hour mark after you're done working out, probably best to do that, right? So maybe don't drink during that anabolic window if you can afford not to. Give it 3, 4, 5, 6 hours after your workout. Can't always do that because sometimes we work out at 6 o'clock at night. So maybe to leave it a little bit longer before you have a drink, or maybe on weekends, right? So you still can drink while you're trying to build muscle. Yes, it's going to inhibit muscle protein synthesis. Yes, it's going to limit some of the gains, but it's not going to destroy your gains, and it's not going to cause you to become weak and pathetic. All right? That's from sitting at home eating Cheetos and playing video games like I did when I was 13 years old through 22. Anywho, Hope this answers the question of, can you drink and still build muscle? Yes, you can. It's just not optimal. Am I advocating for it? No. Do I have beers? Yes. So clearly I'm a hypocrite if I tell you not to. That's it, boys and girls. Questions and comments down below. Like and subscribe, and as always, eat like a bodybuilder and train like a powerlifter.